Hello everyone, we are from Group 3 of Raffles Christian School, Kelapa, Gading, and today we're going to be presenting to you our outcome. Before we get on with the details of our Global Perspectives project, let's start with a brief introduction of all of our members.
Everyone, my name is Quinn, Tiffany, Chen.
Hi, my name is Andrea, Gracella,
And
Laksono.
my name is Kayleen Perdana, with our aim to educate teenagers on the importance of learning more about their own cultures in this now globalized world.
We also want to clarify that we want teens to support local products, and we had three objectives, which is firstly to persuade teenagers to be more engaged with their own culture, second, for the youth to be more educated on their country's cultural background, and third, for them to take pride in their own cultural background instead of being too influenced by foreign cultures. Discussing the actual issue at hand. So, globalization is actually causing a dynamic wave of information, which is easily accessible to society. This results in teenagers to lack knowledge regarding their own cultures and adopt preferences to foreign cultures and use foreign products over their own local products.
So now I'm going to be discussing the three main issues that globalization poses towards cultural preservation. So first is the decrease of love towards the culture of the nation. Second is the erosion of cultural values. So lastly is the lack of knowledge regarding cultures.
So next, I'm going to be discussing the survey results that we actually conducted at the very beginning of our project. Do you think teenagers nowadays are aware and educated regarding their own individual cultures? 3.6% of our respondents think that teenagers nowadays are and uneducated regarding their own cultures.
Now we'll be discussing more about our first outcome, which is our Instagram account. So our Instagram account is called Culturify, which regularly posts educational and interactive content about different aspects of Indonesian culture. So next is our homepage, and we actually started this Instagram account on February 26th. Of course, we are very active in our Instagram account. Our goal in mind was to reach 200 followers, 250 followers currently, and also we have more than 100 likes per post in average. So we also made our unique story series. So our next story series is the quote of the day. We also have our fun fact stories. We also have our IGTV series. So our first one is the only eating Indonesian food for a week challenge. The second one is traditional ritual presentation. We also have our food giveaway. Our followers could participate in this quiz. So the highest points would get prizes in the form of traditional Indonesian food. These are the foods and beverages which our winners received. So our link tree consists of 163 views and 106 clicks. So it enables our Instagram followers to easily access our project outcomes.
So I'll now be discussing our Instagram insights briefly as a whole. So firstly, we've reached over 352 accounts on our Instagram, which basically means that our Instagram account Culturify has reached over 352 profiles on Instagram. And next, we've accumulated over 250 followers in our Instagram account, which we're very grateful for. And third, we also accumulated a staggering amount of 1,546 likes from all of our posts. So our content interactions, which is basically the measurement of how teenagers interact with our posts, their comments, their story replies, their poll interactions, everything. We have about 1,418 interactions, consisting of 157 comments throughout the entirety of our Instagram posts. So we have 30 posts in total, so that's 157 for all 30 posts. We have 8 amount of saved posts, which basically is the amount of posts that teenagers actually save onto their personal Instagrams. And we have about 100 posts that teenagers have shared with their friends or other peers and teenagers. So we actually have a Linktree website on our listed in our bio where teenagers can actually read further research in our docs if they were to want to learn more about culture. We also have our YouTube where we post the cross collaboration interview, which they can visit. And we've actually had a total of 90 visits to our Linktree website. Moving on, I'm going to be discussing the likes that our posts have. So again, I would like to revisit the information that Culture Pie has amassed over 1,546 likes ever since the implementation of our account. And actually, I would like to mention our top liked or favorite posts are the ones with the topic of traditional cuisine. So we've noticed a pattern that whenever we would post a post that has the topic of traditional cuisine, it would receive more comments or more likes. And we believe that it is because teenagers are genuinely interested in the content that we share on our Instagram regarding cuisine, and we continue to post these to further their interest on it. Another well favorite post is the one with the topic of traditional clothing. And here is a example of it. This is one of our posts that our teammates have made, which mentions kabaya, a traditional Indonesian clothing, which mentions the origin, the cultural background, and everything. So next, I'm going to be discussing the comments that have been written down on our Instagram post by our fellow followers. So here is a showcase of the comments that we've actually received on several of our posts. As you can see, they've all complimented us on our ability to actually showcase traditional Indonesian content and educate teenagers on traditional Indonesian culture, which we're very grateful for. So these are basically some of the positive comments that we've received. Unfortunately, I cannot gather all of them in one PPT as that would be too long and too overwhelming, but these are a few of the featured ones.
So we also did an Instagram feedback survey where we asked our followers' opinions on our account, and we mainly received positive feedback. And overall, our followers have learned many new things about culture in a very interesting and interactive way. Ask people to record themselves and voice out their opinions on our Instagram accounts.
Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay and I'm from grade 9. Thoughts about Culture 5. I think that Culture 5 is a really educational and yet are. It's really an amazing project and I was pretty impressed with it from the get-go. It really gave me a lot more data about Indonesia's background, about different aspects of the culture.
Furthermore, I can tell that a lot of thought went into composing the posts themselves.
We're going to be discussing another main point in today's outcome presentation, which is the cross-collaboration portion. So first of all, we conducted cross-collaboration interviews, and we interviewed fellow teenagers from America, Australia, and Korea regarding their perspective and stance towards teenagers being educated on their own cultural backgrounds.
Do you think teenagers nowadays are aware and educated on their own culture?
Yeah, but not as much. It's just like there's now a more overemphasis on needing to study the more Western side of things.
Do you think it's important for teenagers or people in general to be well educated and proud of their own culture?
Yes, of course. Nowadays, for Korea, they teach their histories and those cultures like in detail.
To compare these cultures over your own cultures.
I have mostly like non-Indonesian friends, that's why.
So we also did a cross-collaboration survey. We made a Google form that we sent to over 11 teenagers from other countries like Singapore, Japan, Philippines, UK, Australia, Spain, and USA. 54.5% of the teenagers in our survey actually think that teenagers are educated in their own cultures, while 45.5% think that teenagers aren't educated on their own culture.
Now, without further ado, we will be talking about the process of our main project outcome, which is the Zoom meetup. We begin by doing general research on specific topics or more research. We did a lot of preparation. So now this was the day of the presentation.
The title of this poem is Nuansa Budaya Indonesia and the author is Destriani Hamida. Wahai Indonesiaku, negeri yang kaya akan budaya dan keanekaragamannya.
Pulau Jawa yang kaya akan keindahan batiknya.
The Q&A portion of today's event.
Please quickly log into the quizzes link.
We're going to be talking about the Sec 1 and Sec 2 feedback survey.
The question that you're probably wondering is, did people enjoy our presentation? Would we consider it successful? In our Sec 3 feedback survey, we asked them if our presentation educated them on Indonesian culture, and they said that it sure did.
A majority, 64.3%, were now inspired to do further research on Indonesian culture.
The last portion of today's outcome will be poems. So these are actually the poems made by our volunteers. Here are the examples of the poems that were made by our volunteers.
12 of our lower class students rent a traditional outfit. furthermore, we also actually got their account, the raw travel, the background for that music video that you just watched, and they have permission to use their video in our project.
So that pretty much wraps it up for our outcome presentation for today. We really hope that the information that we've actually laid down for all of you throughout this entire process of our project has been useful. And we hope that in one way or another, our project has actually helped you at least or inspire you to learn more about culture itself. Thank you so much for listening, and that's it from us.